Hello, lovely one. Thank you for taking this 20-minute outdoor break with me. I wanted to record this for you to encourage you to be outdoors. Nature is such an important space for us to relax, to heal, to reconnect, and to give yourself that little bit of time to go slower. So, over the next 20 minutes, we will explore a few practices together to help you slow down, to help you reconnect, and to be really present in the outdoors. So, everything is an invitation, it's an offering. You don't have to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. And my suggestion is to come to these practices with a sense of curiosity. What does it feel like to really notice nature? What does it feel like to slow down our breathing? What does it feel like to meditate outdoors? So, if you're not outside already, my suggestion is to get your shoes on, get outside, take a walk to somewhere that feels nice for you. It might just be your garden, maybe it's a local park or a nature reserve. And through these 20 minutes together, I'm mostly going to encourage you to sit down, to really pause and rest your body. So you might like to go and find a spot where you can sit, where you're unlikely to be disturbed. Maybe somewhere that is a little bit quieter. But if there's loads of noise around, if someone comes up and starts talking to you, that's okay. It's all part of the experience sometimes, isn't it? So if you need to pause for a moment here, while you find your special spot, then please do so. And then hit play again when you're ready. And if you're in that spot already, then let's make a start. So let's start off just by really feeling your body in the space of where you're sitting. So I'm going to encourage you to just notice where your feet are resting. Maybe they're resting against the ground. Can you notice the steadiness of the earth below you? Maybe you can begin to notice the temperature of the feet, whether they feel warm, whether they feel cool. And almost just allow your feet to have a feeling of like sinking down, becoming a bit heavy, like you are plugging back in to the outdoors, securing yourself, anchoring yourself right here in this spot. And then seeing if we can allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears, maybe loosen the jaw. Allow the muscles in the body to soften just a little bit. And we're just allowing the body to come off of that alert stage where the muscles can feel really tense to a place where actually we can let go a little bit, we can pause. It's okay, we're safe. It's okay just to let go. So I'm going to invite you to bring some attention to your breath, and we're going to try a breathwork practice together, which is one of my favourites. It's one that I always come back to, and it's box breathing or square breath, you might know it as. So let me explain it a little bit first, and then we're going to try a few rounds together. So what you do in this practice is, first of all, you imagine in your mind's eye the image of a square, with those 4 equal sides. And you imagine yourself taking your finger and just tracing around those 4 sides of the square. And as you trace around each side, we breathe in a pattern. So the pattern is that you breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, and then you hold your breath for a count of 4. Then you breathe out through your mouth for a count of 4, and then you hold for a count of 4. So it's breathe in and hold, breathe out and hold. So let's try this together, shall we? So let's start with that breath in. So let's breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and then hold your breath, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Then let's just let go of that breathing pattern. Just allow your breath to return to its normal rhythm. And just take a moment of reflection. How did that feel? What is it that you noticed in the body when you breathed in that pattern? Was there anything that you noticed in your mind, those thoughts coming and going? What emotions came up for you? So again, just that sense of curiosity. What is that experience like for me? So our next couple of practices are really about noticing nature, noticing the world around us. Because I know sometimes for me, I sometimes feel like I'm just travelling through nature. I'm not always in nature. If I'm walking, sometimes I'm just thinking about my destination or thinking about something that's happened earlier in the day or something that I have to do tomorrow. So I'm not always really fully present. But the moment we open our eyes to it, the moment we notice, that connection is just there waiting for us. So we're going to tune in and really use our senses to help us notice what is here and what is now. So in this practice, I'm going to invite you to begin with just to notice the things that you can see around you. Maybe naming and labelling them in your mind. I can see a tree. I can see clouds in the sky. So just take a moment to really look around you, to really notice all of the details that are there. And maybe you begin to notice the different shades of colour. Maybe how many different shades of green can you see? Sometimes when we look, we can see a lot more than we realise. Just how many different shades of one colour there are. And next, let's bring a bit of focus to those sounds that we can hear around us. Maybe you can hear birds singing. Maybe you can hear people talking in the distance or traffic. We're not going to judge these sounds as pleasant or unpleasant, good or bad. Let's just see if we can notice them. Just be aware of the world around us through our sense of hearing. Again, just naming, labeling those sounds that you can hear. And next, let's come to our sense of touch. Maybe you can feel a bit of a breeze on your skin, on your face. Maybe if you just put your hand down to your side, what texture can you feel maybe on the grass beneath you or the bench where you're sitting? Just taking a moment to notice. And then let's take a really deep breath together. So breathe in and out. And as you breathe in, just noticing the aromas in the air. What is it that you can smell? And just these simple practices to notice the world around us, to really pause and notice. And our next practice kind of takes that noticing to the next level. This is one of my favourite ecotherapy practices called the sit spot. So you're already doing the first stage, you're sitting, which is great. And I'm going to invite you just to glance ahead of you. And you don't have to be looking at anything particularly spectacular or interesting. Just allow your gaze just to rest in one spot. And I'm going to allow a few minutes of silence now, because I want you just to try and keep looking just in that one spot. And the longer you look, what more details can you notice? And to begin with this practice, it can feel like, yeah, I've seen it, whatever, like what else is there to see? But the more you look, it's like going down the rungs of a ladder. You kind of sink into it a little bit more, and you'll be amazed by how much more you notice. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes of silence now to do this practice and to see how you get on. find that? If you want to keep doing that practice for a little bit longer, then feel free to pause this recording and to sit in silence for a little bit longer. I sometimes find 10-15 minutes is a good amount of time for me, but it depends how much time you have today and whether this practice feels right for you. So we are coming to the end of our 20 minutes together. And the time does go quick, doesn't it? When you do stop and when you pause and when you reconnect. So I wanted to finish our time together today with just a really simple meditation, which you can close your eyes or lower your gaze if you want to, but if you feel a bit self-conscious outside, then there's no need to. I'm just going to invite you to place a hand on your chest, to notice that rise and lower as you breathe in and breathe out. And I'd love for you to take this as a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for yourself. That in our busy lives, where there's so many demands on our time, that you were radical enough to take a pause, to step outside. So just feel that warmth from your hand, just spreading all across your body, that warmth of gratitude. And then you can keep your hand on your chest if you like, or allow it to rest in your lap and extend that gratitude out to the natural world. Imagine it like a golden glow that flows from your body out to the trees, the sky, the birds, the grass. Feeling that connection with the natural world. How it's there to hold you. How it's there to support you. How the natural world never judges us or criticizes us, but teaches us the benefit of going at your own pace, of moving in your own cycles, and resting when you need to. So really taking a moment just to have gratitude for the beautiful world around you. And then I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and a long breath out your mouth. And if you had your eyes closed or your gaze lowered, you can reopen them, lift up and just look around you. And even though we are stopping our time together now, you can stay here for as long as you want. There's always a place for you in nature, whenever you need it. So thank you for taking this little nature break with me. And I hope to see you again soon. If you enjoyed this practice and would like to experience more, I'd love to invite you to join me in the Mindful Membership. This is an online wellbeing community where each month we explore a different area of self-care. It's low commitment, flexible, gentle, just lots of offerings and support and therapeutic practices to support you to live a mindful and well life. I also offer in-person wellbeing sessions, and I'm an ecotherapist offering counselling in nature. You can see details of my work plus more free practices on my website and YouTube channel, which are listed in the show notes. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope to connect with you again soon.